Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, it is that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your often humble host, Eric Sizemore, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Andrew Teedy, and Quiet Michael Labune. And we're going to have some funny memes for you. But first, a trademark copyrighted, absolutely essential portion of the show, the depressing news. We don't have We need a depressing theme song. I'm thinking something with maybe an organ, sort of an Addams Family, sort of a, death.
Sorry, when I think depressing, I think bad accordion.
Ooh, welcome to hell. Here's your accordion. Right on. Lot of stuff happened in the news. A lot of people were talking about crap all across the country. Florida man, I guess, had some legal problems. There was another guy with a laptop who did something, forgot his password or something, I'm not sure. There's like, Ohio. People in Ohio came out and voted like on a Wednesday in August, which the Republicans thought would like make them stay home, but they didn't, and they won. So the people actually get a say in their government, and that's freaking cool, man. The Barbie movie, people are still talking about that. Some guy named Jack Smith, I think he might be an influencer. He's getting talked about an awful lot. Fannie Willis, she's also hot right now. I think she's in Shoes or something. Rudy Giuliani and Ron. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of other really slow fucking old people that are in the news too, but we're not going to talk about that. Because what everyone's talking about, of course, is that the entire police department in Minnesota City has resigned. That's right. The Goodhue City Council are discussing options because the whole police force just left. Anyway, I didn't really even get much further than that. We here at Facebook for the Blind, a lot of those podcasts, they don't get past reading the headlines, but we sometimes will read like the first sentence. So there you go. Also, in small town police weirdness, Kansas newspaper says it was investigating the local police chief, and then he raided them. They seized computers, confiscated cell phones, all kinds of stuff, which, probably contained the investigation of the local police chief on it, which, I'm no attorney, but seems like, probably a violation of federal law. Anyway, they seized all the materials, and the reporter shortly thereafter had a heart attack and died from the stress.
Damn.
Yeah. So fuck this local police chief, and I hope that, justice is done, maybe this time, perhaps. We have video footage of it. Speaking of videos, Florida has decided that they would like their students to be the dumbest in the country. That is the strategy of anti-woke. Get rid of books, fire librarians, and allow videos by PragerU. Much like Trump University, that U stands for university, but doesn't mean university at all. It's
like a titmouse.
Yeah, exactly. Buffalo things. It's completely inaccurate. These things are terrible. But now a teacher in Florida, if they so wish, can play an episode of Tim Pool breaking down the hands up, don't shoot Brown case in the most terrible way you've ever seen, with awful cartoons and graphics. It's just absolutely horrible. Hot on the heels of Florida saying, how can we be worse than banning Shakespeare? That's right, they're getting rid of Shakespeare and of course the Penguin book, Tango Makes Three, about the gay penguins, which always kills me because they're just like, being gay ain't natural. And it's like, there's a whole book about it. With pictures. You'd like it. Anyway, but it was really funny. I posted the stuff about Shakespeare being banned, and they were only going to have excerpts, or I guess, Cliff's Notes of Shakespeare, which, anyway, and they were like, why would they ban Shakespeare? And I was like, well, I assume it's all the cross-dressing. There's about 30 plays with cross-dressing in there. It's a major theme. Hey, speaking of states that actually have, I don't know, smart people in charge, it's weird, but the Illinois Supreme Court upheld our state's assault style weapons ban. Yes, it's incredible. A law concerning guns, big guns, that got passed. Like, anyway, hot on the heels of closing down the gun shop in Indiana, where apparently 3% of all the murder weapons in Illinois came from. Good on you, state of Illinois. And if you're familiar with the history of Illinois, you too are probably in just as much shock as we are. But yay us. ProPublica released a report on Clarence Thomas's luxury lifestyle bankrolled by wealthy friends, and it's just even worse. There are multiple billionaires involved. Helicopter rides, yachts, a $250,000 RV paid for with a quote loan that doesn't appear to have any terms on it or a payback or who knows. Anyway, the man is swimming in it, with gifts from people that had business before the Supreme Court, prompting me to ask, Clarence Thomas, corrupt or most corrupt SCOTUS justice ever? Up to you. The Montgomery, Alabama boardwalk brawl. Actually, man, Michael, you had the best one for it. The Alabama boardwalk brawl. I think maybe that was it. Alabama boardwalk.
I think that sounds right.
Alabama boardwalk brawl. Still in the news. Multiple people have been charged in the riverboat brawl. Unfortunately, the man wielding the folding chair has also succumbed. He turned himself in an American hero. And I mean, I would love to see a sales chart on the sales of chairs at this point in time.
I didn't know it was a crime to be awesome.
Right? Hello.
To answer your question, Sizemore, about the chair thing. Yeah. For decades, they've been doing black folding chairs in professional wrestling. The two most popular black characters in the company were now carrying white folding chairs around.
Oh, snap! I love it when media comes together on a message. White folding chairs. Who knew? This year's fashion accent statement. You heard it here first. Facebook for the blind. We always close out with a heartwarming animal story, and look at this crustacean. This is a type of squid with a little wizard-shaped hat on it. It reigned in the Cambrian, and this was posted by K-Bear in my Trigoon era, who said, "Bro, did you know that the Cambrian era had its own little squid in a wizard hat?" Did you? Wild Green Memes for Ecological Friend says, "Squizzard." Squizzard. And I'm like, that is such a delightful, heartwarming animal story at the end of our depressing newscast here. But no, there was other crazy crap, and I did this specifically for Michael, actually. Large creature with 20 arms has been found lurking in the Antarctic Sea. It is a new species they have just discovered. I know you're saying, well, I gotta see a bigger picture than that. Yeah. Strawberry feather star seen from the side with its 20 arms.
I've seen John Carpenter's The Thing. No fucking thing.
Look at how
That looks like
look at it.
That looks like a romaine lettuce.
Yeah. Look at his knuckles. Look at how it has like knuckles at the top that then have like branching into forking double knuckles with more knuckles below that. Just a beautiful strawberry feather star of Antarctic knuckles. Big old.
Nope. Kill it with fire. I'm telling
you. Sushi sandwich there. And that is your heartwarming animal story to wrap up the depressing news for August 15th, 2023 from Facebook for the Blind. Now handing it off to my beautiful co-host, Quiet Michael Labune, for a nice long round. Round one.
Listen, I'm going to show you my big long round one, but the first.
Hey, Elizabeth, welcome.
I got to say this. Fucking Trump, we got to talk about this.
No, we don't.
I just learned.
No, we had an official policy. We don't talk about him until he's in cuffs, an orange jumpsuit, gone, and there's no more audio. There's nothing.
Yeah, I know. I completely know. I do want to at least say what it was. We're not going to, no memes. no funny ha-has. But they caught his ass on a RICO charge.
I didn't realize that part.
That bitch got racketeering. Like, that is like a state charge too. You can't even pardon that. Fucking RICO, dude. Like, anyway, that's all I had to say. I just was like, this is like a fucking novel that I'm writing at this point. If I could do anything to him right now, it would get him hemmed up in a fucking RICO charge. Anyway, it's racketeering. This is like, I just like it when people do what I want to do.
It's good times, but I just, no more teasing.
No celebration. And I agree. No more airtime, but fucking RICO. All right.
Suave.
Nice. By the way, if you, Eric, with your new haircut, if you put on a pair of aviators and walked up to the driver's side of my car, I would. Nice. By the way, if you, Eric, with your new haircut, if you put on a pair of aviators and walked up to the driver's side of my car, I would piss myself.
Yeah.
Kicking off round one, the naked pastor, friend of the show. Hey, we fucking love this guy. At Naked Pastor. It is one of his cartoons of a bunch of people in hats, like MAGA hat looking hats, and they're laughing, just laughing and pointing up at the cross where Jesus has been crucified and is hanging on the cross. And one of these laughing faces says, "Now let's see if your liberal wokeness can get you down off that cross."
Once you go woke, you get crucified.
Boy, this is a hard left turn. Eric, why don't you read this one for me?
All right, let me zoom this puppy so I can read this. Them, act normal, your crush is walking by. Me. It's Marge Simpson pulling up her skirt to reveal what looks like her snatch, but is actually Homer's face. Somehow. Coming out. Deeply disturbed by this, Michael. And that you would lead with it says something about you. I don't know what.
Hey, TD, I got this one just for you. This is from Trash Can Paul.
Yeah. Oh, am I supposed to read it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a play of fish and French fries, or as they call it over there in England area, fish and chips, and it just says piss and shit, or whatever the fuck the British call it. Word.
All right. Well, this is a really sad picture. This is right after JFK was shot, and it's a picture of Jackie Onassis sprinting for the back of the car, and it says, "Females always want to run away at your lowest point." Sorry.
That's wrong.
Salad Dazed, friend of the show, Salad Dazed. Shows a text conversation. Someone has screen grabbed a New York Times headline that says, "Despite fears of a fourth wave, scientists express hope for the future." And the person says, "Do you think this headline is about ska?" And the other person just writes, "My God." All right. I got like 3 more for this round. This is 2 panels. It's a man and a woman talking. And the man says, "We should go out for coffee sometime." And the woman says, "How about 10 tomorrow?" And he says, "No, that's too many."
Clearly not a veteran.
Here's a picture of a plane that's submerged bottom of the ocean. And then there's another picture of a submarine in the ocean. And it says, "Did you know there are more planes underwater than submarines in the sky?" I think I have 2 more for this round. This is a picture. This is a picture from the Bible. I'm guessing this is a picture of David wrestling a lion, and he's got his knee in the lion's back, and he's pulling the lion's mouth open. and it's captioned, when you ask your dog what the fuck they're eating and they start chewing faster.
That's my life.
Wow, yes.
And my last meme for round one, Glow, fuck yourself. Says, thinking about the guy who bowled a perfect game on 9/11. There's just a picture in a bowling alley of some guy just smiling, and he's got one earring, and it says Bill Morrow, 300, 9/11/2001.
Wow. Woo!
That's all I got for my wholesome round. Kicking it over to you, TD.
Oh, how do you follow that? All right. Hi, everybody. It's that time where I do TD's often imitated, never duplicated, world famous short round one. Okay. First off, friend of the show. I love them. Funny stoner memes and pics. And it just says, when you fart in an aisle at the store and you walk away hearing the screams of your victims. And it's a scene from like somewhere in the Middle East just getting, bombed the shit out of. But it's this plastic plane with a human smiley face on it, just looking content and dead-eyed. Just, but yeah, I feel this because I do this at Walmart all the time.
I used to know the name of this show.
Nightmare Fuel. Friend of the show, co-founder and all-around good guy, George H. Crookshank.
George!
He posted a picture.
George.
Love you, George. He posted a picture of a dude standing there asking a random thing how it's doing. And he goes, "Hey, free market, how's the self-regulating going?" And it shows a chart going back from 1960 to present of the median income, median rent for a house, and like how much it costs to actually own a house. And as you can see, the closer we get to now, the further those three things get apart. They haven't been like all in the same general area since 1970, 50 some years ago. And the guy's just looking at it going, Jesus fucking Christ. It's very expensive to do anything. And we don't make enough money.
70s is when we all started to go down. Thanks.
Yep. It's true.
The Far Side, even though it doesn't look like a Far Side cartoon, the Far Side, there's a woman outside holding her nose and looking very unpleasant, and a ticked off dog looking at a guy on the couch, and the guy's handing him milk bones, and the dog goes, "Dude, lay off the Mexican food. I can't keep covering for you at this price." That's right. I've done 3 memes and 2 of them have been fart jokes.
Wow. Trifecta. Trifarta.
Oh, I like it. Moving on. Andrew TD, I know him. I posted this picture in a group I'm on Facebook. It just says, it's a picture of a dude at a toilet holding his head going, "The dangers of alcohol." And then we have another picture that says, "The dangers of marijuana." And it's about 20 double cheeseburgers, a few large fries, a couple Big Macs, a couple boxes of nuggets.
Dude, in grad school, I watched a guy eat 8 fucking double cheeseburgers, just back to back, just 8.
I watched me do that. I watched me do that a couple weeks ago.
I'll never forget it, dude.
No, my typical order at McDonald's is a double quarter pounder with cheese, a large fry, a 20-piece nugget, and a large Diet Coke.
See, and people say that marijuana is not a victimless crime.
I was doing that before the bud, dude. I'm just fat. Moving on. Matthew Thomas, friend of the show, repost from Caballo. And the question is, what is love? An answer from Miss Linda says, "I unfollowed some meme pages so my husband can send me memes I haven't seen yet."
That's fucking cute.
Oh, no, this is true because Mary's always sending me memes or something. And I'm like, yeah, I saw that a week ago.
Dude, this show has made me feel like a meme hipster, and I'm not happy.
No, I understand. Moving on. Robert Quantz, friend of the show. Hi, Robbie. Repost from funny neurodivergent ADHD ASD memes. Repost to the Susie Dent lady. And Susie goes, word of the day is spuddle, 17th century. To work ineffectively, to be extremely busy whilst achieving absolutely nothing. Wow. I am a spuddler.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Spuddling.
That's all I do at work all day long. Spuddle, baby.
Nice. I hate doing
Moving on. Thoughts of Dog, friend of show. I love these guys. It says, when your dog photobombs a great waterfall pic, but it turns out okay. And it's this absolutely gorgeous shot of a waterfall, but like this good, cute boy or girl, little Rottweiler dog just kind of comes in with a big derpy face and just like, hey, how y'all doing? And it turned out to be a really good picture.
That is really good. I like it.
I love that page. Okay, this is the last one I got for round one here, Katie's short round one. Once again, friend of the show, founder of the show, George H. Cruikshank, repost from Lottie Earns, says, you're offered 50 grand, but if you accept it, the person you hate most in the entire world gets $100,000. Are you taking it? And Chris Panity, he says, yes, why wouldn't I want $150,000? And it's a picture of Patrick from SpongeBob taking money from Patrick from SpongeBob. So why wouldn't I want 150,000? Yeah. All right, that's all I got for TD's world famous, often imitated, never duplicated, short round one. Over to you, Sizemore.
Over to me for round one. Ostensibly the wholesome round, although that's really just branding. This one is memory. I really love it. That's one of the things that I really do like about Facebook is it reminds you of things from, in times past. Pink News, friend of the show, Pink News. Thanks for all the cards and letters. They posted back in the olden times of August 11th, 2022. Big picture of a hot air balloon, and Ron Iver is commenting, hot air balloons kick ass. Are they safe? Not really. Can you stop if you don't like it? Think again. But can you steer? Listen, don't bring that negative energy into this wicker basket, okay? I'm going to light this flamethrower.
No lie detected.
I know. Pink News. She's saying, who came up with this? I tell you what, I got a theory. It's the same, a close relative of whoever invented dabs for stoners. That's what I'm thinking. How could we put more entropy into this situation? You feel me? This next one's from friend of the show, Katie Borum. You guys remember Katie?
Hey, Katie.
Yeah, Katie. Katie posted this caption, sooner than we think, from Sunday_Divine X, who says, somebody asked me today about my plans for the fall, and it took me a moment to realize they meant the autumn and not the collapse of civilization. Grisella Lee reposted saying, I too am fucked up. Yup. Oh, I really love a nice funny headline. This one came out in Rolling Stone on the 13th. Ted Cruz is furious that Merrick Garland did exactly what he asked in the Hunter Biden case. I don't know if you guys saw this, but for weeks, all of these blowhards on all the TV shows are like, oh, we need you to appoint a special counsel. And then they appointed a special counsel. Like, this special counsel is a fraud. It's like, you guys, I've had cats like this, where they meow at the door. You let them out. They're meowing at the door. They want to be back in. You're like, look, fucker. You're not the boss of me. But these people, I don't know. Anyway, fun stuff for me. Friend of the show, Jackie Cation, repost this from Oshkosh, titled, My Career is Hilarious. And we have the bill, the Jackie Cation live comedy show, August 24th. And on the 13th of August, Ed Gein, the musical. It's when you know you've arrived. You know what I'm saying? It's when you know that you've arrived. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I freaking love it. Joseph Free Rosenbaum reposted Catherine Nanolog at Catherine Blue, who says, I think my favorite thing that's ever happened to me on the internet is the time a guy said, quote, people change their minds when you show them facts. And I said, quote, actually studies show that's not true, and linked 2 sources. And he said, yeah, well, I still think it works. Let's see here. This one's from Commissar Jesus. Jesus. Oh, making second appearance in the show. Jesus. Commissar Jesus, though, reposts Emily Engel, who's got Kermit the Frog. And it's a nice knitted flog, but all the hands are Kermit the Frog hands. It says, when you're a flagellant, but you want to show you have a sense of humor and want to have fun with it. No flagellants. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't care at all. Friend of the show and co-founder George Cruikshank reposted Lord Pete Buttigieg's Casual Imperialist Wine Cave, who had posted Makela Jaffe saying, in the U.S., you're told that NPR is either intellectual and unbiased or pinko commie propaganda. And then you hear it for the first time, and it's, are kids with disabilities just faking it to get out of cleaning industrial machinery? We ask a panel of old-timey factory owners. Midwest versus everybody, friend of the show, at Midwest_. Commented unnecessary roughness here. Zillow Gone Wild says, here's an almost 7,000 square foot home for $250,000 in Cincinnati. And we see gorgeous shots. We've got a screened in porch, 3 layers, probably a basement on that puppy. Interior, gorgeous woodwork, ceilings, cathedral ceilings, fireplaces, etc. Says, sounds crazy, right? What's wrong with it? Braden says, it's in Ohio. Unnecessary roughness on the field. I really like this one this week. It's just a bat signal, except it's a chair. Straight out of Super Friends. And my final cut for this round 1 of Facebook for the Blind, we see from friend of the show, Leslie Kavanaugh. Leslie, I miss you, dear. Looks like the interior of a van, not a really finished van, kind of a painter's van kind of a thing. And we see some shoes, and it says, I'm getting free candy and you're not. And that's the ostensibly wholesome round 1. Wrapping it up, back to you, Mr. LeBune.
Here we go, round 2.
Or an irreverent round 2. Don't forget the irreverent.
Still reverent. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself is back. This time sporting a black t-shirt with a picture of an air conditioner, like a window unit, and followed by the letters A-B. A-C-A-B. Anyway.
I get that.
Hannah
I get
Shikari,
that reference.
friend of the show, Hannah Shikari, at Han_Shack, says, the customer is always wrong. I've never known a more incorrect group of people than the customer. Dracula's House of Halloween. Actually, it looks like this one was just suggested for me. It's from Countess Sylvie. Says, believe it or not, and it's a vintage photo of Keith Richards with his first pet. And it's a picture of Keith Richards holding a dinosaur. History for the Witty 2.0 says, I've heard the government is putting chips inside of people, and there's just a woman sitting at a plate or sitting at a table with her hand in a plate of nachos, and she thinks to herself, I hope I get Doritos.
That is the best take on that I've ever heard.
Friend of the show memes. That's right. This is friend of the show memes. Literally wouldn't have a show without you. It says, my mom, sleep tight. My mom says, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And then it says, me after accidentally sleeping loose. It's a picture of an inflatable fish devouring a cat who's freaking out.
Not happy kitty.
That was awesome.
I got about 4 more. This one's comes to us from the subreddit Ask Reddit. This was by poster Awkward Jeweler, who says, what fan theory do you 100% accept as true? And user Jesus Died for Baron says Kermit caused 9/11. Hey, this is another Kermit reference. Weird.
Wow.
Not really much of a fan theory, though, since it's unintentionally canon. Then he says, edit, realize this should be explained. In the 2002 TV film, It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas Movie, there's a part where an angel shows Kermit an alternate reality where he was never born. This is in 2002. For whatever reason, the editors didn't really think about it and continued to use footage with the Twin Towers still standing for this scene.
Oh, no.
However, they aren't there in his original universe. Therefore, something that Kermit did in his life did, in fact, cause 9/11 in Muppet lore.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this was also another 9/11 reference, which I guess September's just around the corner. The Onion's reporting.
My former employer.
That's right. Did you like sue them?
No.
Okay.
I tried to get sexually harassed, but it didn't work.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. Anyway, it's a picture of Biden.
I got a cool pair of tight leather pants out of the deal. I'm happy.
This is a picture of Biden with his hand on the glass. It says, puzzled Biden repeatedly slams hand into front of glass display case, attempting to grab pastry. TheHardTimes.net, friend of the show, The Hard Times. It's a picture of just a guy wearing a sweatshirt, and it says, bummer. This guy was born 4/20/69, but he's not remotely fun or interesting.
Oh, what a waste.
And my last meme for this round two, comes to us from Birdbig, who says, if I had the Aladdin lamp, I would ask for a genie blowjob and then a second genie blowjob immediately after. My third wish would be to increase world hunger.
Oh, fuck.
Increase world hunger. It's got to be the fucking dumbest words I've ever heard put together in my life.
Wow.
Back to you, TD, for round two.
Again, like what? How am I supposed to follow that? All right, it's time for TD, whatever the heck round two is called.
Originally it was irreverent, then it was like sort of the ill-defined. I don't know, it's had a lot of names. Originally it was irreverent, then it was like sort of the ill-defined. I don't know, it's had a lot of names.
Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm stalling.
There we go.
All right. All you can eat, friend of the show and my life's motto. Repost from Lily, and she just says, guys, I found a purpose for my old CD stand.
Dude.
And it's one of those, you know, curvy wire CD stands. We all had one with a wooden base, and it is stuffed full of ramen. Just ramen packets just stuffed in that bitch.
That's awesome.
That's genius. I think that's great. All right, moving on.
It'd free up so much like space.
Right. Andrew TD, I know that guy. I posted this a couple days ago. Says I don't remember this at career day. It just says the perfect job doesn't exist, and it shows this generic white guy with glasses. His name's Charlie Palmer. He's a garlic bread expert.
Damn.
Again, I don't remember that shit at career day. I could be the world's foremost authority on fucking garlic bread right now.
I can't handle the burps.
Oh, I love me some garlic bread.
I love the burps. I love the
garlic
I'll
take
burps.
It. I'll stop for the burps.
I'll take yours. Bread. Yeah. If you're not using them.
Yeah. I don't eat garlic bread.
No, you poor bland dude. Friend of the show. Friend of the show, Satan at SAN.
Hey, Satan.
Hi, Satan. Hey, see you for poker on Friday. He says, when someone tries to shoot you in America, but the thoughts and prayers finally kick in. And it's a picture of Keanu Reeves as Neo from The Matrix, and he's got about 100 or so bullets in front of him. He just has his hand up and stops all the bullets cold. Yeah. Always count on Satan for a laugh.
Good time.
All right, moving on. Good times. Internet Hall of Fame. Friend of the show. Repost from Just Sally at Mustard Sally 1. And Mustard Sally here says, I waved to a man because I thought he waved at me. Apparently he waved to another woman. So to get out of the awkward situation, I kept my hand up until a taxi pulled over and drove me to the airport. And I am now in Poland, starting a new life. I feel this. Oh, so yeah. Moving on.
Nice.
Friend of the show, the dad, repost from Matthew at Tweet Potato 314. Says, me, what are you doing? Daughter, playing tea party. Me, that's nice. Daughter throws teapot in the swimming pool. I fucking hate Texas. Yeah. All right, moving on.
Kids are all right.
Yeah. I say the kids are our future. Dwayne Greer, I know him and I still can't say his last name. He posts, technically all the money you have ever spent on food has been flushed down the toilet.
Oh, Jesus.
I kept some of it.
I've already said not all of it. I mean, there's that party in the woods. But anyway, moving on.
No, I just meant I have gotten bigger.
Well, yeah, that too. Hey, Labune, can you read this one for me, please?
Sure. Nerds over 40. I think we, by definition, have to call them friends of the show.
Oh, definitely. I'm a member.
They say fact. And it says, if you were a kid when Red Red Wine came out, then at the bottom it says the title of the album, UB40 something. So if you were a kid when Red Red Wine came out, UB40 something. Damn.
Again, where's the lie?
I'm not 40.
You're close.
Moving on.
Your mom's close.
Your mom's close. Mike Turpin, friend of the show, repost from Justin Staggs. Doctor, seeing all the scratches all over my back. Well, I can see you're sexually active. Me, remembering drunkenly mistaking a raccoon for Yoda and putting him in my backpack to train me as a Jedi. Oh yeah, I did like 100. I did like 100 of sex so far. Friend of the show, friend of the universe, friend of you and me, Jason Jester. Just says the hero we need, and it's a white folding chair with a news microphone in its face going, and the chair is just like, so there I was, just minding my own business.
Nice.
Love the chair jokes, man. Moving on.
Dude.
This is the last one I got.
Oh no!
Round two. A little day late, but $1 short. Friend of the show, Jackie Hadler reposts the Kermit the Frog, and it's the cat of 9 tails, but instead of 9 tails, it's 9 little Kermit hands. And my question is, how do you discover you have this fetish? Like, I can see being in the felt, I can see being in the puppets, I can see being in the BDSM, but combining the three is a kink that I'm not going to shame because we don't kink shame, but we do kink question.
I'm positive, in answer to your question, how, the answer is in the store.
Okay.
How did you, 2 questions here.
Yeah.
Number 1, how did you both end up with this fucking meme?
We all had a Kermit. This is the first trifecta meme.
Okay.
Of Kermits.
But number 2, TD, like, did you notice that Eric shared this exact picture?
Yeah. I did, yes.
Okay. I thought I was fucking having deja vu for a second.
We're both friends.
I get that we all got a Kermit.
Yeah. Yeah, but you didn't get yours from Jackie. You didn't get yours from Jackie. You got yours from another source.
It's true.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weirdly, we have a 9/11 versus Kermit the Frog.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for round 2. So Sizemore.
Stop.
Quit giving spoilers. All right, moving on, buddy.
My apologies.
That's okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So then
here we go.
I like to stop the shares and start the shares so we get chapter headings in YouTube, and that gets us like engagement, which is
whatever floats your goat. Man.
I hate myself for like bowing to the blessed algorithm. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I posted a picture of myself on the Facebooks, at the Barbie movie with my daughter, and I was like, did I do this because I wanted to do this, or because the blessed algorithm would smile upon me? Friend of the show, Moist Buddha, who got him first? That's right.
Keeping it moist. Keeping it moist.
Moist the Buddhas,
dude. And official Moist Buddha of the show says. You have a picture here, 2 pictures of guys, and they're working on like one of those old choo-choos. It looks like in England or whatever. And it says, men will literally restore a coal-fired steam engine and then operate it unpaid in their spare time instead of going to therapy.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. Here we have a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene sitting with a cross on the wall, and she's got a really big book there. And I would say from that page positioning, she's in the Revelation. And we have a quote from the scripture, Matthew 6:5. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites who post pictures of themselves pretending to read the Bible on social media. Moving on, Janice L. Kirsch, new friend of the show and really cool. Janice L. Kirsch repost this with the caption, attention, Tallahassee's Mussolini. Oh, Tallahassee's Mussolini. Now I know who she is. She's got Jesus, and he's got his hands out, and it's captioned, you know I'm woke, right? Like I'm the wokest.
No shit.
This next one's the Sesame Street meme. We've got all the Sesame Street characters, Ernie and Bert and Grover, and it says, today's word of the day is Rico.
Rico!
Rico!
Suave.
Suave, hells to the yeah. And also somebody commented with this. Ron Dukes at Ron Dukes 215 says, a comedy in one sentence. From Business Insider, Rudy Giuliani, who pioneered the use of RICO when he was a U.S. attorney, just got indicted on RICO charges.
Yeah.
That's like one of those Michael LeBune jokes that just ties itself in a bow at the end. I love those. Those are absolutely awesome.
You know, well, live long enough and you'll see yourself become the villain.
This is true. This one's from Mike Scollins, who says, got a picture of the 2 men in the Alps with the big horn, and it says, Ricola!
Hey, I almost put this exact meme on this show, and right before I screenshotted it, I was like, wait, who posted this? And it was you.
Change of pace here. I like this one a lot. Friend of the show, Craig. We miss you, Craig. You got to come back to the show. He reposts the Mega at Maples Megs, who says, person, he, me, she, person, condescendingly. Well, on your birth certificate, me. Yeah, it also says 7 pounds, 12 ounces. A lot has changed since then. Reposted by the autistic dominatrix turned scientist. Damn, that's a title. This next one's from the Laughing Librarian. First appearance of the Laughing Librarian, friend of the show, Laughing Librarian, who's posted Janelle Camo at Very Bad Llama, who says, one thing George Orwell forgot to mention in 1984 was that the evil technology monitoring us in our homes also made it incredibly convenient to buy socks without leaving the house. This next one's bad positioning of 2 books. One is Joyce Meyer's God is Not Mad at You, and next to it is Greg Bernhardt's He's Just Not That Into You.
I think this is true.
And I'd like to say that this is from Memes to Discuss in Therapy in the group So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. Leftover meme from last week with all those people getting indicted. It's the Wheel of Fortune, and it's clearly fucked around and found out, and it's the family that got arrested. That's it's kind of there. 2 more. Oh, no, I'm doing this one first. Friend of the show and co-founder George Cruikshank says, why do poor people exist? On a Reddit thread. Says, I'm tripping on LSD right now, and I can't figure out why people don't try to help the poor, and why are there homeless people out there, and it's so sad, and I don't want anyone to be homeless. I love everyone. Anonymous says, so for about an hour ago, I popped 180 milligrams of Adderall, and now for some reason I'm really pissed off at rich people, and I'm going straight communist, and why does this happen every time? And Hillary Agro replies, during my research, I have interviewed a guy who said he was a libertarian until he did MDMA and realized that other people have feelings, and that was pretty much the best summary of libertarianism I've ever heard. And finally, Molly Morrison captions this picture of Elon Musk. It actually takes effort to be this uncool and unfunny. and he has Elon Musk has posted a picture of himself in I Heart Canada t-shirt, but he's got a jacket on it. So really, it just looks like I Heart Anal. It really does. It's pretty clearly that. And, 58,000 people, said it, and he says, "Oh, I get it now. Some people are reading the t-shirt as saying I Heart and AI. What a funny misinterpretation." Guys, seriously, Molly nails it. It actually takes effort to be this unfunny. And that has wrapped up my irreverent round 2. Handing it back to you, Mr. Michael.
Here we go.
For the
round
penultimate.
3. Penultimate round. The Onion is back.
Hey.
Picture of some people standing around in a fucking wine place. What are those called? Wine vineyard.
A vineyard? A winery?
And it says, quote, "Queer black POC," end quote. Says white liberal as random non sequitur in the middle of a conversation. Terrible Maps, friend of the show, Terrible Maps.
Hey, Terrible Maps.
Has a map of the United States, and it says U.S. states, but every state is named like West Virginia. Pick a state, any state. There,
Illinois.
Illinois is now named Northwest West Virginia. Give me another one. Teeny, give me one.
Arkansas.
Arkansas is named Southwest West Virginia. I think the further away you get from Virginia, the funnier it gets.
True.
So like Maine is now called Northeast North Virginia, whereas Alaska is called Big Virginia. Hawaii is Island Virginia. Finally, Minnesota is West North North Virginia.
Jesus.
All right. All Things Anime and Cartoon says, when I successfully guess my password for an account I haven't logged in for a long time, and it's a picture of Thor holding Mjolnir, and he says, "I'm still worthy." Like, my card's on the table here. This scene 100% made me cry in the movie.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Trash Can Paul and Fake News Network, a match made in hell. They have a picture of a doctor looking shocked, and it says, "Me remembering when I had a patient in early 2020 with shortness of breath and flu-like symptoms who just came back from China, and I told them it was probably just anxiety."
Oh, God.
Trash Can Paul is back with Moist Buddha. And it's this really famous picture of like an idyllic, futuristic society, flying cars and domes and shit. And it says, "Society if the government wasn't run by senior citizens." Trash Can Paul and Moist Buddha are back. This time it looks like a nursing home. There's like balloons on the tables and everybody's watching some kind of show. And it said, "This is where the U.S. government finds all of their elected officials." Trash Can Paul again. And it's got this is a picture of Peter Griffin. He's absolutely just drenched. And it says, "Me after getting told to leave the Zoom meeting." And he says, "Why? Because I'm drunk." I only have 2 more for this round. The Onion. It's a picture of Ron DeSantis, and he's pissing in the bathroom. And this other guy's at another urinal looking over at him. And Ron DeSantis says, "Pissing. I love to piss," says Ron DeSantis, attempting to strike up a conversation with a voter. And my last meme for this
Wait, hang
round,
on. DeSantis, did you guys hear that, like, he tried to, like, say, "Oh, I'm a normal, compassionate human being," because he picked up his kids when his wife was in the hospital.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And, like, the only description of it was she was like, when he did that, he was so humble. And I was like, you're a dad.
That's just...
That is... Seriously, if somebody asks you how good of a dad I am, and they're like, "You know what? He picked up his kids from school." That's the shittiest thing.
Yeah, that's like bragging about wiping your ass.
What the hell? Yeah, totally.
All right. Last meme for this round. The Onion is back.
Ooh.
The headline reads, off-duty officer instinctively reaches to turn off body cam during argument with wife.
Oh.
That's all I got for round 2. Leave it only my post with the most. Back to you, TD.
Oh, another banger. All right. Time for round 3 here, or as we call it, the penultimate round, or as I call it, time to bring this turkey in.
Yes, the turkey round.
Time to bring the turkeys in from the trail.
Yep, let's bring this turkey in, shall we? Let's. All right, we're gonna kick it off with friend of the show, my buddy Mike Turpin, and he just, very honestly said, "Y'all made me uncomfortable," and it just says, "I still don't like how y'all acted over toilet paper."
That was weird.
that weird times 3 years ago. Wow. All right, moving on. So long, we had so close. Friend of the show, once again making his second appearance. Friend of the show, Satan. Hi, Satan. Post a picture of a text conversation and someone's like, "Where are you?" And the other person goes, "I fucked up." How? He goes, "I went to India, not Indiana. Just tell me you don't love me." And dude sends a picture of himself looking very confused, cows in the background, sand, very cool looking building in the background. Yeah, that's nowhere in Indiana I've ever been. That's India.
This is squeezy for real, by the way.
And the person just goes, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah, what are you smoking and where can I get some? All right, moving on.
It's pretty cool.
Wow. Internet Hall of Fame, once again, it says she donated 30 inches of her hair to make wigs for children with cancer. And on the left, it's a picture of a young teenage, lady, person, girl type thing. Yeah, whatever I'm trying to say. Very long red hair, like Rapunzel.
She looks like the cartoon girl from Brave.
Yeah. Lots of hair. And then in the next picture, you can see she's chopped like a couple feet of it off. Like a lot of hair has been removed. And this guy says, "Now some poor kid has to be ginger on top of having cancer." Dun, 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 dun. Comedy. All right, moving on.
Nice.
I like it. Front of the show, Pixie and Brutus, and this was actually submitted by Labune's favorite TD, my wife Mary. She sent me this, and it's a picture of a little cartoon frog on a lily pad, and just someone's talking to it. You don't see who it is, and it just says, "You are an amphibian," and the frog goes, "What's that?" And the frog's looking, as the voice just says, "It means you can breathe on land and in water." And the frog's looking all happy and got stars in its eyes. "You mean I'm a mermaid?" Like, no, and the frog still with stars inside, all happy, like, "I'm the littlest mermaid." It made me chuckle. Nice. It was cute. All right. Midwest versus everybody. Front of the show at Midwestern_. Oh,
hell yeah.
Repost from David Letterman. I would say friend of the show.
Yeah.
I like it. Fellow guy from Indiana. You want to make fun of him, Labune? Yeah, I fucking thought so. All right, shut up. David Letterman from Indiana just goes, "Sir Isaac Newton was only 23 when he discovered the law of gravity." And Vinny Crack at Vinny Crack says, "T-Pain was only 22 when he rhymed mansion with Wisconsin." So take that, Dave. All right, for the show, once again, Jason Jester post a picture of Bert and Ernie. They're laid in their beds, getting ready to go to sleep. And Ernie's saying something to Bert, who's just looking at the camera wide-eyed, like, "What the fuck?" And Ernie's like, "In Return of the Jedi, how could the Ewoks have a dress that fit Leia unless they cooked and ate a woman her size?" Valid. I mean, like, what the hell were they doing with a person dress? All right, moving on.
Halloween.
Oh, Jason Jester once again said, he just goes soon, and he says, "This could be us, but you won't let me wear your face." And it's a picture of Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh God.
Hey, this could be a second Ed Gein reference.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, that's true.
Ooh, that's true.
Because he like pick a weird character from a horror movie from like the 70s all the way to now, probably based on Gein.
Are we gonna promise future audiences like random synchronicity? I mean, that's a little weird.
But we didn't do it more often than not.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but
I'll never forget the time that Jordan Hall came to Thanksgiving with me, and he starts up a conversation with my sister, and my sister's like, "So what kind of comedy do you do? Is it like my brothers?" And he goes, "I do a lot of stuff on Ed Gein." And my sister goes, "Who's Ed Gein?" Jordan goes, "He's an interior designer."
Fucking Jordan.
I was like, no. I was like, this conversation ends now. And Jordan goes, "I wouldn't recommend his Etsy shop." I like couldn't stop it fast enough.
Oh my god.
That's great. Mercifully and regrettably moving on. Jason Crowley, front of the show, says this is why they never came back again. It's a picture of two cavemen hanging out with an alien, and the alien is showing one caveman fire, how to make it. And the other caveman is behind said alien who's bent over, and he has like a mastodon tusk, and he's about to poke him in the ass with it.
But he's also looking at the camera like, look at what I'm gonna do. Check it out.
Yeah, he is kind of like, "Hi, my name's Grog. Welcome to Jackass." All right. Moving on. Donut operator, how you doing? I just met you. Post a picture. It's a 2-panel, and on the front, on the top one, it's a billboard. It's 2 billboards. The top one says, "If you die tonight, it's like heaven or hell." And then on the second billboard, it's an advertisement for Chick-fil-A going, "Tell them the cows sent you." So down below in the second panel, we have the guy from Doom fighting off demons in hell going, "The cows send their regards." I want that on my tombstone. "Cows send their regards." That and where's my toe? Moving
I just pictured a cow going, "Tell Andrew I did it. I want him to know."
I would say all the cows I've taken out from my love of cheeseburgers, it probably will be a cow that takes me out, and I think that would be poetic.
Your chances of being killed by a cow are never zero.
Oh, dude, I grew up on a cattle farm. You ain't got to tell me, man.
That's true.
They're mean little bastards. Moving on. Friend of the show, Chad Williams, who unfortunately we lost on Friday evening. This meme is from him. I actually have a few in the backlog, so we got a few more Chad memes coming up for the next couple weeks. He just has a picture of a pair of pliers, and he says, "If this is a pair of pliers, then what the hell is this?" And there's 2 pairs of pliers. Yeah, what do you call that? Because I've always heard of a singular as referred to as a pair of pliers.
Yep.
So I mean, we got philosophical in round 3, baby, bringing this turkey in.
Nice.
Thank you, Chad. Al Dente Diva Food and Recipes, friend of the show. It says the manager of the local IKEA is retiring, so I sent him a cake, and it's just all the ingredients you need to make cake: butter, flour, sugar, eggs, vanilla, salt, baking powder, milk, all kinds of shit.
Nice.
All right, moving on. And I believe, yes, this is the last one I have for round 3 here from friend of the show, Midwest versus Everybody. And it just says, "Never forget." And it says, "Today was ranch day at their high school. I'm crying." Because, in this wide shot, you see a bunch of people, probably about a dozen or so kids, cowboy hats, bib overalls, one's wearing a cowboy shirt. So I don't even know what the hell he's doing there. He must be from the special class Cowboys fan and all. But then if you go to the very end, you see a person wearing a Hidden Valley Ranch costume. And not only that, this thing is homemade. This is not one you get from the store, because none of the ones from the store say Hidden Valley Ranch because of copyright issues. So this person made their own ranch costume for ranch day at high school. And I say children are the future.
Indeed. You know what's happening there too, man. Notice they're arranged like tallest to shortest. That's Napoleon complex. Those are the talented ones. Those little ones.
Oh yeah, little people are not. I mean, people that have short stature are very creative.
Don't turn your back on them, man. They're
No,
sneaky.
Yeah, they'll take you out the knees. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got. Leaving only my post with the most.
Penultimate
Sizemore.
round. All right.
Yeah, penultimate round. Yeah.
Penultimate.
Waitlist.
I brought the turkey in.
It's true. Friend of the show, Eve Lewis, reposted this picture of an end cap at Walmart with a black folding chairs, $13.98, and says, Walmart thinks they're funny. Smiley face. When have these ever been in the front? Chow Long No, friend of the show, reposts Slammy Cunningham, who reposts Dan Sheehan, who says, a portal to hell could open tomorrow and some financial publication would still run an article like, thinking about skipping work because a crow is eating your entrails? Here's why that's a bad call. It's absolutely true. One of my own this week. Does anyone know how to get rid of the horrible smell of Febreze? Anyway. Okay. And like, dude,
I was very confused when you posted that.
Oh my God. By the way, folks, apparently that was not clear enough because I got all kinds of suggestions. I was just waiting and people were like dirty gym socks, dead fish, all kinds of things. I was like, apparently get rid of has a really flexible meaning for all these people. Kathy Brennan was like, a lot of wannabe comedians in your commenters. Kathy's so tight, absolutely so tight.
I miss her.
Passing along the Meg Slay. If you're not following the Meg Slay, you are missing out. Got a picture of a cool chick with sunglasses, and it's captioned next to it. Here's an idea: a reality show where socialist college students are sent to a country that closely resembles their desired political system and left to survive for a few months. 88 likes, and the Meg Slay is like, yes, send me on a Euro trip. That'll show me. Yeah, me too. I agree. Friend of the show, Joselito Yet Roxas, grew up in the 70s and 80s and reposts this picture of a girl in a rainbow t-shirt putting one of those roach clips with feathers in it into her hair from back in the day. And it says, the 80s, a decade when 9-year-old girls wore drug paraphernalia as hair accessories.
I will admit it, I had to explain this to Mary because she didn't get it.
Dude, the comments were hysterical. People were like, where's the drug paraphernalia? And I'm like, oh, you had to be there. Had to be there.
These were prizes we got at the county fair when you won the game where you threw a dart at a balloon.
I want that thing. And people would wear them on their cowboy hats. I remember they'd dangle off.
Oh, yeah. We get those, and we get those little Coke mirrors that they always sold they gave out as prize at the fairs, too.
Oh, my God. We lived through strange times. Hey, I want to give some uplifting news here. Just a headline from the Telegraph. Killer whales. Orcas rip off rubber in boat attack off the coast of Portugal. On YouTube 3 days ago. That's right. We are pro orcas on Facebook for the Blind. Twisted Sifter also says orcas are now using new, more effective tactics for attacking yachts and sinking them. I know, Team Orca. Go Team Orca. Love these guys. Anti-QAnon memes. Hey, thanks for coming, Anti-QAnon memes. Says, America sure is having some bad luck. It's almost like it was built on an ancient Indian burial ground. Hey, here's another Here's another uplifting one that I didn't know about. Ancient history suggested for me, but suggested correctly, this beautiful statue of a samurai with dreadlocks, very African features, and is captioned Yasuke. A tall African man arrived in Japan in 1579 and made history as the first foreign-born man to become a samurai warrior. Why isn't this a movie?
Right?
I would watch the shit out of the Yasuke movie.
All day.
Are you listening? Yeah, CIA or Hollywood or whoever's bugging my phone. I mean, dude.
Man, what the fuck do they mean he arrived in Japan in 1579? How the fuck did he get there?
Ship. I'm going to guess ship.
I know, but I mean, what was his story that led him to Japan from Africa in 1579?
That's why this needs to be a movie, bro.
At least it needs to be an anime.
I know. I'm going to tell you what, though. I bet it's because you heard about the food.
Book.
You heard they had good food. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. I gotta get to
the bottom of this.
Yeah. Anyway, cool stuff, man. Friend of the show, literal friend of the show, Jason Brown, coming to town next month. So excited to drink with him. He says, if you're ever wondering where all the marketing executives come from, 8 years ago, hashtag because Florida, and it is a sign for the town of Taintsville.
How many times do you think that sign gets stolen a month?
I don't know, man. Yeah.
I want to steal it and put it in my garage.
There's a college nearby. I mean, sure, it does beg the question.
University.
Friend of the show and co-founder of the show, George Cruikshank, reposting Puget Sound Socialist Party, who's reposted Phoenix Snot, who says, I was playing a scratcher at my lunch desk on break at $100,000 a year for life if you win. My boss came in and asked what I was doing. I said, I'm about to quit my job. Smiled. She replied with, $100,000 a year isn't enough to live on. I asked her how much she thought she paid me. She left without a word. Yeah, like you do. Friend of the show, Pagan Memes, and if you're not following Pagan Memes, how are you keeping pagan? Reposts Lucas at literate_ish, says, going on a reverse mission trip, headed to Utah to teach people the joys of sinning. Friend of the show, Michael Henderson, reposts Janelle Camo, says, I knew I'd get too old to recognize new celebrities, but I did not expect to get too old to recognize what celebrities are famous for. Every day I go, is that a new singer? And then a person born in 2007 goes, ew, no, they're a Peeble streamer on Dupe, as I inch closer to the grave. This is another post from George. Love you, George. And it's a picture of a man with a turtle and some stars in the background. He's got his eyes closed and says, me listening to Tool in 9th grade after smoking weed out of a Pepsi can. And he's like, the cringy memories. And I'm like, wait. Are you saying this is a bad thing? I don't... What's happening here? And finally, Science Humor reposts this. This is worrying. It says, oceans, scientists find 30 potential new species at the bottom of the deep sea using robots. And it's captioned, this is worrying. We've only started using robots ourselves.
Stupid.
That is the end of my round 3, except for my post with the most.
All right, here we go. Kicking off the post with the most. I have this one. It says, Aquarius. Dating me is like biting into an oatmeal raisin cookie and realizing it's chocolate chip, and then realizing 2 hours later it was also an edible. What do you got, Didi?
My post with the most this week comes from our favorite band here on Facebook for the blind. Eve 6, friend of the show. We love your tweets, hate your music. Sure. They repost from XBiz. It says, influential Christian pastor with no arms urges to stop porn. And this man not only has no arms, he has no legs. He's basically a torso with a head. And it says, say no to porn. And if we zoom out just a little bit here, and it says, I can see why porn will be frustrating to him.
So bad.
I mean, again, tell me when I'm telling lies. He can't do shit.
True.
All you can sit there is anger.
Whew. This guy really decided to die on this hill,
Yep. Interesting.
How do you get up there? I mean, I know how he's going to get down. He's going to roll, but how do you get up there?
He could have talked about anything. He could have made his TED Talk about anything.
Anything.
True.
But it had to be porn, and you ain't got no hands.
Do you think they gave him a list of short hashtags, and they were like, look, say no to porn. It's tight. It's catchy. Goes on a bumper sticker. And he's like, yeah.
Hey, all I know is when it comes to porn, he won't stand for it. Dun, 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 dun. He got the legs.
Moving on.
Hey, I can say that joke. I'm an amputee. All right, moving on.
Oh my God.
Did you just get your amputation just for the jokes?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Did you
really
see that-
did. I was bored. It was Monday. Hey, I can get some material out of this. Take my toe.
Did you see the branding and the merchandise I've already developed around this? I mean, TD's
Yeah.
a natural. TD's a natural.
Oh yeah, we're working on some stuff for this. A friend of mine actually found a shirt and bought it for me. It says, "Dude, where's my toe?"
Oh, okay. There's a CD title in that. There's a special.
Oh yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Hey, one step from the end here, except in an incredibly improbable situation, I once again have a tie. But dudes, it's worth it. This is again the Alabama Boardwalk Brawl. We have every meme character ever in the Boardwalk Brawl. We have the dog sitting, and this is fine. We have Riley Reed, friend of the show, getting pushed off the dock. Pee Wee Herman smiling in a crisscross applesauce position. I think Kid Rock is hopping off the boat in the background. Lizzo's playing a flute. Hey, there's Waldo. It's absolutely everything in one meme, and that got tremendous engagements and huge amounts of play. And also, short and sweet, same topic. Shirley Chisholm, first woman to run for president in the modern era, says if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. And that is my post with the most, wrapping up and fully constituting a legally binding episode of Facebook for the Blind for August 15th, 2023. We love you so much. Mwah!
Love you, George.
Recording stopped.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.